In the vast silence of space, a whisper has reached us, a message not of words, but of possibility. The James Webb Space Telescope has just uncovered something extraordinary. Not a beam of alien light, not a distant signal carried across the void, but perhaps something even more profound. Evidence that somewhere, far beyond Earth, conditions may exist that could cradle life. If confirmed, this would not merely be a scientific triumph, it would be one of humanity's greatest revelations, a turning point in our understanding of the cosmos. The focus of this intrigue lies with a single world, Proxima b. Discovered in 2016, this rocky planet has been a subject of fascination ever since. Its appeal is immediate. At just over 4.24 light-years away, it is practically our celestial neighbor. More importantly, it rests within the habitable zone of its parent star, Proxima Centauri. This zone is the delicate orbital band where liquid water could exist, a requirement, at least as far as our own biology is concerned, for life. But Proxima b is no idyllic twin of Earth. It circles a red dwarf star, and such stars, while small and long-lived, are known for violent tempers. They hurl powerful solar flares into space, bursts of radiation that can strip away the atmosphere of any planet unlucky enough to be nearby. For years, this reality cast a long shadow over Proxima b's potential. Even if water once flowed there, could any atmosphere have survived such a relentless assault? Most scientists feared the answer was no, and yet hope persisted. Astronomers continued to watch, to measure, and to dream. Then came the launch of the James Webb Space Telescope, a marvel designed to see deeper, further, and with more clarity than any before it. Equipped with state-of-the-art infrared instruments, Webb can study faint signatures of gases, heat, and light invisible to the human eye. When its gaze turned toward Proxima b, scientists hoped for clarity, perhaps a final answer to a decades-old question. What they found was not proof of life, but something that could be the next best thing, evidence that the planet's atmosphere may still be intact. Early readings suggest it could contain gases such as carbon dioxide or nitrogen, gases essential for climate stability and possibly for life itself. This would be more than a fortunate accident. It would mean Proxima b has somehow resisted the fierce flares of its parent star, holding onto the protective blanket that makes habitability possible. The implications are staggering. A planet orbiting a red dwarf, long dismissed as too dangerous, might still provide shelter for life. If so, our maps of the galaxy's potential for habitability will need to be redrawn. Red dwarfs are, after all, the most common stars in our galaxy. If one of their worlds can maintain stability, then there may be countless others scattered across the Milky Way, hiding behind the crimson glow of their suns. But such discoveries bring more questions than answers. How is this atmosphere maintained? Could geological processes, like volcanic eruptions, be replenishing it as they do on Earth? Are there unknown planetary mechanisms at work, operating on principles we have yet to imagine? And what if the atmosphere we detect is a remnant from a time when Proxima b was far more hospitable, the last fragile trace of a world now in decline? The truth could change everything. If the planet still supports life, even in microbial form, the very definition of what we consider habitable would expand. It would show us that life is not a fragile anomaly, but a resilient force, capable of enduring in hostile corners of the universe. This revelation could ignite a new era of exploration. Proxima b is close enough, at least in cosmic terms, that sending robotic probes there is not impossible. With advances in propulsion technology, a journey that once belonged to the realm of science fiction could, within decades, become reality. Scientists could study the planet directly, sampling its atmosphere, mapping its surface, and perhaps even detecting chemical fingerprints that could only be produced by living organisms. For centuries, our search for extraterrestrial life has been guided by listening for radio signals, for intentional broadcasts from civilizations far older than ours. But this discovery shifts the search toward looking toward finding the subtle signatures of habitability itself. And that changes the game. We may now be at the dawn of a new strategy, one in which identifying the right kind of atmosphere becomes the first step toward finding our cosmic neighbors. Beyond science, this discovery touches something deeper. For generations, we have lived with the quiet assumption that Earth is unique, that life is a singular miracle. But if another world so close to us can offer the same conditions that nurtured life here, then perhaps we are not alone. That realization carries both wonder and responsibility. It could reshape our view of ourselves, not as isolated beings in a cold universe, but as part of a larger living tapestry. Still, the challenge remains immense. Studying a planet orbiting a volatile red dwarf will require international cooperation on a scale rarely seen. The quest to understand Proxima b would demand resources, patience, and ingenuity from many nations working as one. But if successful, it could lead us to the first definitive evidence of life beyond Earth, a moment that would unite humanity in awe. And if life exists there, it will not be as we know it. Under the constant glare of a red dwarf, any living thing would have adapted in ways we cannot yet fathom. Biologies shaped by extreme radiation, ecosystems intertwined with the planet's geology, perhaps even life forms that challenge our most basic definitions of biology itself. Studying them could transform our understanding of what life can be and what it can endure. Every discovery about Proxima b's atmosphere is like turning the page of a book we didn't know existed. We may find a world still vibrant, or one whose best days are long gone. Either way, we will learn. And in learning, we will edge closer to answering the oldest question humanity has ever asked when looking up at the stars. Are we alone? Perhaps, in the dark quiet beyond our skies, Proxima b holds part of the answer. And if it does, then the journey to understand it has only just begun.